Hey everyone, this is Dan Deppin with Fusion Notes. Got my next Excel video here for you. So in the last video, I went over how I like to manipulate tables in Excel. And in this one, I'm going to show you another way to do it. So in this one, I'm going to show you how to do it using the built-in table functionality within Excel to make, I'm not sure what the official term is. I guess it's a real quote-unquote Excel table. So to start, I've got the same tape that I used here last time. I'll select all the data in here to turn it into a table. So Control Command right, Control Command down. And then to create the Excel table, just go up here to Insert, and then Table. So here it's identified the range of the data, and it has this checkbox, my table has headers. And yes, this tape does have headers, so I'll check that. And I can't think of a tape you'd ever see that didn't have headers. So we pick that, and now it creates my table. And this is kind of cool for a few reasons. One of the things I do like about these is the zebra stripes that it gives you. I think it makes it a little bit easier to see the data. Like these little, oops, not that big. It's a little bigger too. But I think the zebra stripes make things a little bit easier to see. All the filters on my columns automatically got created. So that's kind of nice. And then in the menu up here, you can select from some different formats, not that much different than Excel charts or something like that. I'll go with this. If you want to, you can also create your own styles. I think that's kind of unnecessary, but if you want to get fancy, you can do that as well. So, one of the big benefits of doing it this way is, let's say I want to do some calculations similar to what I did last time, and I'll just use some dummy calculations again. I'll multiply this by 4. So now watch what happens when I enter this formula. It actually filled down all the rows in the column, which was kind of nice. I didn't have to do what I did, last time where I went, Shift Command down to select and then Command D to fill down. It just automatically filled. Do another one. That's pretty quick and straightforward. Personally, I don't really use Excel tables a whole lot. I'm not. My personal preference is not to have all the automatic filling. I kind of like doing it the other way I showed, just because I feel like I have a little bit more control, and sometimes I don't want everything to fill down because maybe I'm doing, maybe I got a small tape and I'm doing stair-step pricing or something like that, where I want to, actually put in different formulas for each row. But the intent of this is to kind of speed things up and really simplify this, particularly for for people who are maybe a little bit newer to Excel. There are a couple other cool little tricks you can do in here. So if I select one of these cells, and we'll see if I can get it to do it. There we go. Sometimes it's buggy. So I selected a cell, and notice what it did up here. It turned my, instead of saying column A, B, C, D, it turned this into my headers that are up here. So that's kind of cool, because now I can scroll up and down, and I didn't have to do freeze panes like I did in the previous video. So that's kind of neat. We have this other function called total row, and when I check that, it puts this total row at the bottom of the spreadsheet. And this is kind of handy because now I can click in any of these cells and add a formula that will operate on that entire column. So if I want to take, I don't know, let's say this one, let's say these are my UPBs, and I want to sum my UPBs, I can do that, which is kind of cool. Or, you've got a range of other features or functions as well. An average, maybe if you've calculated an ROI or something like that, you want to take the average of all the assets on the tape. Obviously that number isn't an ROI, but you get my point. You can also click more functions and get into whatever you want. You've got all your financial functions here, PV, XIRR, which I'm going to cover in a future video, and some of these other ones which I'll cover in the future as well. So that's it for this one. Pretty short, quick video. Just wanted to introduce you to the Excel tables in case someone sends you a tape and it's already in this format, and if things start filling in automatically, now you'll be able to figure out what's going on. Thanks.